How do you find your uniqueness and then exploit it in the service of others?
I think what's important to mention here when we're talking about a uniqueness, it's the unique way in which you solve the problem for your audience. So for me, the problem that I was solving once I was working on red carpets was overcoming inadequacy. So inadequacy was the problem. And I think what tends to get in the way of most people's personal brands is that they see that there are a lot of people in their space and then they get discouraged. So, for example, if you own a gym or you're in the health and wellness or beauty space, there are literally hundreds of thousands of other gyms and other types of exercise and other ways to achieve the aesthetic that people want. And so it can feel like you're up against the world. But the truth is, it's really you against the problem in the unique way that you do that. Because the way that you are going to solve a problem for fitness, and whether that's through intermittent fasting or HIIT workouts, or even just as a perspective shift or whatever that looks like, is dramatically different than every other gym owner, every other physical trainer that exists out there. You stack the problem, you stack the way that you go about solving the problem, and that creates this really interesting DNA as to who you are as a personal brand. When you're thinking about how do you find your uniqueness and how do we exploit it in the service of others, it usually goes back to your prior self. How did you overcome? How do you know how to do what you do now? And it usually stems from you having overcome it yourself or you doing something and just taking the time to take the 30,000-foot view and document out that process. So when it comes to overcoming inadequacy, for me, I found that it wasn't really about even getting to confidence. I really struggled with the whole fake it till you make it adage that was out there at the time and was really popular because I felt personally like that was a way to just only increase your imposter syndrome and to feel like you weren't being authentic and that everybody knew. And God forbid they did like you or they did feel you were confident for faking it. Now they didn't actually still like you for who you were because you weren't giving that opportunity. So for me, it was about taking the step, building the bridge, not taking the leap. How do we continuously move closer to confidence? And that came from coming back to neutral, coming back to a neutral place where these experiences that you were having weren't so charged by the perspective of inadequacy. And instead, they didn't have to mean anything at all. So, my uniqueness for overcoming the problem of inadequacy was about coming back to a neutral place, which is unique in comparison to a lot of ways that people think about confidence. So it really starts with looking at how did you overcome this problem for yourself? And a lot of that will probably be hidden in how you handled it and serving your younger self. So that's where I encourage people to start.